All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy 90 Soul. Um, Doing a reveal of a custom I've been working on for quite a long time. This month of May, I'm actually going to try and do some more videos around customs. I have done a couple videos in the past, so I thought I would go ahead and start with a shoe that I worked on for a while. A lot of frustration around it, just the materials. Just how ambitious I was being with what I wanted to accomplish. It just got to a point where I just had to say, you know what, this is what I'm going to be able to accomplish, through my skills, through my, experience up to that point as far as doing customs. I haven't done that many, so I'm not real fluent on all the techniques. I try to prep as best I can. I try to, follow the proper steps, but a lot of times, it doesn't always work out the way you expect. So, this shoe here, I drew inspiration from the Kobe 6. It's the Grinch pair, he had for the Christmas game. Definitely a sought after shoe. Definitely, there's been a lot of customs done to other shoes to resemble that shoe. Obviously, they released, I believe, for the Kobe 10 and on the ID platform through Nike, they offered a way to actually make the same kind of colorway on the newer shoes. So when they re-released the Hyperdunks, which is one of the pairs that Kobe first started wearing when he went from Adidas to Nike. I know he wore Jordans for a little bit, but then he went over and started wearing the Hyperdunks, which had the Air Zoom technology, and then he got his own line going right after that. So I thought, it would be fitting to kind of do a crossover, and I actually had thought about doing a couple different colorways on it, but after doing this one and how difficult it was to actually work with the materials on the Hyperdunk, I said probably not gonna do any more going forward. Um, so what I did, I kind of kept the same color. I mean, this was the Hyperdunk that was all volt across all the whole part. I thought, you know what, that's a good base to start with. I can add the darker colors that resemble the six. So what I did and painted the midsole with the darker green, which resembles the Grinch pair. The back tab I went with the darker green. The swoosh, which on the Grinch pair is black, I went with that, and then just used green throughout the rest of the shoe where I thought it was most appealing. Um, the texture on the Kobe Grinch pair has like a snakeskin kind of texture. I don't know if it's snakeskin or kind of a scaly type texture. I wasn't going to obviously be able to completely resemble that, so what I ended up doing was painting it to look like it has that scaly texture. So if you get in close, this is not actual texture. This is just a pattern that I had to do by hand. That kind of represents the texture. I mean, it's not exact, but it gets the point across. Added the Kobe logo on the tongue. Now, the problems I was having is like this is not an actual leather material. It's more of it's straight plastic, so it was very hard, even with prepping, um, for it to take paint very easily. Same with, I mean, the swoosh. Same with this rubber material. This again was the plastic material here. Very tough, very tough to get the paint to stick. I ended up spraying. You can see some spots. There's overspray. It was just a tough shoe. I kind of just got to the point I need to get it done. So I did the best I could as far as cleaning it up, but for the most part, I mean, it gets the point across. Obviously, from a distance, it's going to look very clean. Up close, it might not look as polished as it needs to, as much as I would like it to be. But I mean, for the most part, it came out okay. On the other side, same stylings for the better part of it. Obviously, it pops with that volt kind of backing, and I know the lighting here is pretty horrible right now. It's kind of overcast outside, so the lighting in here isn't very good. But obviously this volt color pops, and then with the darker overlay, it looks pretty good. And then with the red laces, it definitely sets out. I put the Grinch face on this side. Just for those of that might not know exactly what I was after, they'd get a better idea seeing that. They'd be like, okay, that's obviously something to do with Christmas pair, something to do with Grinch. They still might not put two and two together if they're not familiar with the Kobe Grinch pair. But overall, I mean, they'd get a pretty good idea. That came out okay. You know, it was the last part I did. I kind of was a toss-up if I was going to do another Kobe logo or if I was going to do something different. You know, I just thought, again, the Grinch looked a little bit better. Um, you know, it took me a while to get these done. Again, it was kind of a painstaking process. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is going to be one of the many customs I'm going to show this month. I'm also going to show you some of my fails. I mean, again, this is pretty close to a fail for me. I'm not super happy with how it came out, but at the same time, I mean, it's completed. Overall, I believe it's a good look. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think they came out pretty decent, if it's something you'd rock on the court, if it's something you says trash, I'm open to hearing those too.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's